So before this video kicks off, I wanna show you guys something. There's some carnage in this endeavor, upgrading the SUR. As you guys know, we converted to a belt, and the belt drives are using a carbon belt. They're called a poly chain from Gates, and if you don't tension it right, tight enough, it could be a problem. And I have my first casualty of a belt. I want to show it to you guys. So this is what happens when you try to run too much power through a belt without it being tight enough. Now, mind you, it's not the belt's fault. I did not have it tight enough. I set this belt originally at around 80 hertz on the Gates app, which is on the low side to begin with. And I think it stretched a little bit, tiny bit, and just eventually got down around 60 hertz tight tension, and it wasn't enough, and it stripped. So the new one is at 100, and so far so good. Put that one on, and I went wild, and I bought a whole bunch of these belts. So I got another one here. I got a couple here in the boxes, as well as 3 more at the shop. So I've learned that when you start breaking something, chances are it's going to break again. Hopefully it won't, because I got it nice and tight, and hopefully buying all these other belts will prevent the one that's on there from ever breaking now. That's always the way too. So yeah, if you do the belt conversion on your SUR, make sure that you get it nice and tight. It's a bitch to change. So you have to actually pull the jack shaft out to change it. It's not like a chain where you can just unhook it and put a new one on. It's a 20-minute ordeal or more, maybe 30 minutes if you got the tools. But either way, this is a sign that we're making some decent power. You can tell we are definitely going past that power range by a lot. When it was at 5 kilowatts without the controller, the belt thing, I was able to take this thing down to like 30 hertz, and it didn't even come close to stripping, even at 30 hertz. It was a lot quieter. I mean, when I say quieter, it's already quiet, but you couldn't hear any harmonics at all when it was that loose. So that was nice cruising around, but for performance, you gotta have it pretty tight. So I'll show you an example of how you do the test. You basically strum this like a guitar string, and you can hear it. It makes an audible tone, and the app picks that frequency up and then gives you a representation of that frequency, and that's an idea of just how tight it is. So still a good kit. There is a kit with a bigger pulley that's probably a little bit more robust. It's got bigger front pulley and rear, and that probably won't strip as easily because it's, you know, there's more surface area. It's a bigger pulley, but you need a bigger belt, and it changes the gearing quite a bit. So I'm good with this gearing. I like it. I like to cruise on the street, and obviously I'm trying to go pretty fast. So just how fast am I going to go? Well, let's find out. Enjoy the video. All right, we got the V-Box, the Speedo, the Garmin. We're gonna go out, we're gonna make a pull. We're gonna see what kind of speed we get with the new battery. Let's see if we can crack 75. That's a good number to hit. Okay, all zeros. Here we go. Let's see what we did. I think this thing will do 80 no problem after seeing that. There we go. All right. So it looks like we got a run out of it. 77.3 is what I'm seeing here. Let's see here on this VMAX. VMAX on this run was 77.5. I don't know if you can see that or not. 77.5. So 77.3 there. And then here, max speed was 78. So over 77 for sure. That's two redundant sources here for acceleration and top speed. So really, really good. I obviously tripped the thing before I started my 0 to whatever runs, but I can do those 0 to 30, 0 to 60 runs again. But the top speed's the big deal here. 77.3, 77.5 on this. I'm definitely gonna take that. That's 77 miles an hour. 80 is on the way, I promise you. I'll do a couple of adjustments and we'll take it out again later, and I'll bet you we'll hit that number. Okay, so we did it. We went out and a little speed hit, and we did, this is the first run with the new battery, 77.3, and the V-Box showed a consistency with that. It was 77.5 on the V-Box, so that was definitely a very strong pull. We still got 94% of our battery, which you can see there. So the battery's doing really well. It's loving life. That's not a problem for this thing at all. I'm super stoked on this thing. It just didn't get no temperature, no heat, no nothing. It just took it and kept on going. I could have definitely pulled for a lot longer. That was only, what, like a 20-second pull, I think? If that, not even. And it was in a very small area, so as you can see in the video, I was running out of room to stop. I gotta wait until I can go out to that long area and make a really big pull. But 80 miles an hour is in the bag. I'm sure of it now after feeling it. It was still going at that point. So we'll make another pull with it. Again, we're gonna wait for traffic to subside, wait for the right time so we can get out there and make that big hit. But how stoked are you guys to see 80 miles an hour? Because 77's got me going. I am really jacked up on this. Okay, it's nighttime, and I was getting ready to make another run, and guess what? As you can tell by the water, it is raining. So it's not raining bad, but it's enough to keep me off of the road at 80 miles an hour. So I'm not going to attempt a run tonight, so you're just going to have to wait for that. But we did get close today. First run, 77 miles an hour. I'm really not going to complain about that. That is moving really good. So big numbers still to come. I still think that 77 is a good number. I challenge anybody out there to post up a video. If you have a link of a SUR going faster, I want to see it. And when I say going faster, not a link of someone doing wheelies or accelerating to 60 kilometers an hour in Siberia or wherever they are. I want to see a real SUR top speed run, GPS. Let's see what you got. I really don't think there's anyone out there doing it. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but I would like to see somebody post a bigger number than that little orange guy right there. 77 miles an hour GPS, 2 GPSs, and a calibrated calibrated speedometer. So we're talking about 3 sources to prove that I've got the speed. If you've got something faster, if you've got a SUR that's faster, I want to see it. I've already proven that there's no one faster at 60 volts. And I'm setting out to be the fastest on 72 volts. on a SUR on Light BX. So show me what you got.